Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving into a true cornerstone of American literature, a book that has shaped generations, sparked so many conversations about justice, empathy,
Yeah.
really what it means to understand someone else.
Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. Just iconic.
Exactly. So for this deep dive, we've looked at a really thorough book summary and analysis, plus some fascinating bits from the audiobook narration itself.
Yeah, getting the voice of the text, too.
Right. And our mission today is basically to pull out the most important nuggets, the key insights, to give you a shortcut to being, really well informed about this powerful story.
A classic for a reason.
Absolutely. So let's start at the beginning. Maycomb, Alabama. Fictional town, Great Depression era.
Mm-hmm.
And the sources, they paint this picture. An old town, a tired old town. You get quotes like, people moved slowly then. They ambled, shuffled, took their time about everything.
You can almost feel the heat, can't you? That slow pace.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
It's poverty, sure, but there's also this vague optimism kind of hanging in the air. It feels like more than just a backdrop. Maycomb itself. It's almost like a character, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Lee establishes that atmosphere immediately and crucially through the eyes of Scout Finch.
Yeah.
Young narrator, innocent, but incredibly observant.
Yeah.
And we meet a family, Jem, her older brother, Atticus, their father, the lawyer, widowed. He's sort of the moral center.
Right.
And Calpurnia, the cook, she's not just staff. She's formidable, essential, a mother figure, really, described as having more education than most colored folks there.
Which is significant in itself.
Definitely. And then into this world comes Dill Charles Baker Harris, this curious kid who visits in the summer. And he gets instantly fascinated by the Radley place.
Ah, yes. The Radley place. The spooky house down the street.
Mm-hmm. Owned by Mr. Nathan Radley. But it's his brother, Arthur Boo, who's the mystery. Hasn't been seen outside in years.
And the town's view of him, all rumors, they see him as a malevolent phantom. Gothic horror stuff for kids.
Totally. But the kid's fascination, it's not just about being scared. It actually leads us straight to one of Atticus's biggest lessons.
The empathy lesson.
Yeah. You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view.
Until you climb into his skin and walk around in it. Such a powerful line. And it's not just advice he gives once. It really echoes through the whole book.
Yeah.
Challenges Scout right from the start.
It's a profound idea. And what's great is how Lee shows it in action almost immediately, even before the big trial stuff. We see these hints of Boo's hidden kindness.
The gifts in the tree.
Exactly. These little things in the knothole on the Radley property. Soap carvings that look like Scout and Gem, gum, a spelling medal.
They're not just random items.
No, they feel like deliberate attempts at connection, like he's reaching out silently. But then Nathan Radley, his brother, fills the knothole with cement.
And just cuts off that communication.
Yeah. Cuts off Boo's only sort of visible link to them to the outside. Leaves the kids wondering why. A real symbolic moment.
Okay, so the story shifts gear then, doesn't it? It really deepens when Atticus agrees to defend Tom Robinson.
Mm-hmm. A black man. Falsely accused of raping Mayella Ewell, a white woman.
And the sources, they really highlight the immediate backlash. The kids start hearing things at school. Cecil Jacobs calls Atticus a terrible name, a nigger lover.
Yeah.
So what does this mean for Atticus, for his kids? It forces them to see the ugly side of Maycomb, doesn't it?
It does. Atticus knows what he's doing. He explains it to Scout very calmly, very directly. He has to defend Tom.
Why? What's his reasoning?
He says, if I couldn't hold up my head in town. I couldn't even tell you or Jem not to do something again. It's about integrity.
Even though he knows they'll probably lose?
Yeah, he's completely realistic. He admits they'll lose, says they were licked 100 years before we started. But then he says the crucial thing. The one thing that doesn't abide by majority rule is a person's conscience.
Wow.
So it's not about winning. It's about doing what's right, setting that example. It takes immense courage, especially then and there.
And that theme of courage, it comes up again in a really unexpected way with Mrs. DuBose.
Oh, Mrs. DuBose. Yeah. Difficult character.
Difficult is putting it mildly.
Yeah.
She's constantly insulting Atticus using those same awful names. But Atticus makes Jem read to her as a punishment, right? Because Jem destroyed her flowers.
Right. But there's more to it. We find out later she was fighting a morphine addiction, a terrible private battle to get clean before she died. Scout called her plain hell, but Atticus saw something else.
He saw her struggle.
Exactly. And he uses her struggle to teach Jem about real courage. He tells him it's not about a man with a gun in his hand.
What is it then?
It's when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway, and you see it through no matter what.
Just like his own fight for Tom.
Precisely. And he adds, you rarely win, but sometimes you do. And in his view, Mrs. Dubose won. All 98 pounds of her, she won against that addiction, died free.
It's a really complex idea of victory. Inner strength, not about public approval at all.
A very private moral victory.
And this idea of courage, it's not just limited to the white characters. Lee shows us another dimension with Calpurnia, her double life.
Yeah, that's fascinating. When Scout and Jem go with her to her church, First Purchase African M.E. Church.
They notice she speaks differently. She uses what Scout calls nigger talk with her own community. It's different from how she speaks at the Finch house.
Right. It's code switching. A survival mechanism, really. And they also learn about lining hymns because most people there can't read. One person sings a line, the rest repeat.
A stark contrast for them.
Absolutely. And it highlights the educational gap, too, because Calpurnia herself, she was taught to read by Scout's grandfather from Blackstone's commentaries, like dense legal texts.
Wow. And she taught her own son Zebo to read, too.
Yeah. So when Scout asks why she talks differently at church, Cal explains it's about respect. She says it's not necessary to learn anything different, and she doesn't want to put on airs.
So it's about fitting in, not making others feel bad. It shows her loyalty.
Exactly. It shows the pressure on marginalized people to navigate different worlds. It's about identity, adaptation, and community respect.
And just as things are getting really tense with the upcoming trial, who arrives? Aunt Alexandra.
Oh boy, Aunt Alexandra moves right in.
And she is all about gentle breeding, Finch family history, social status.
Very different from Atticus.
And she does not approve of Calpurnia's influence, even suggests Atticus should let her go. Her arrival, it's not just about family dynamics, is it?
Not at all. She basically represents Maycomb's rigid social hierarchy, all about fine folks and who your family is. It's completely at odds with Atticus's belief in individual worth.
So she brings that societal pressure right into the Finch home.
Right. Highlights the expectations, especially on women, the importance of appearances, how prejudice is just woven into the social fabric. It kind of raises the stakes for Scout and Jem, showing them another side of Maycomb just as the racial tension is peaking.
And that tension boils over at the jail. The lynch mob scene.
Yeah, really pivotal, scary moment. Atticus is there, alone, facing down this mob, including Mr. Cunningham, Walter's father. They want to get to Tom Robinson.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
But then Scout, she just wanders into the middle of it.
In complete innocence.
And she starts talking to Mr. Cunningham about his son, about his entailment, just normal stuff.
And it works. It diffuses the whole thing.
Why? What makes that so powerful?
Because she breaks the mob mentality. She sees Mr. Cunningham not as part of a faceless mob, but as an individual, a father. By talking to him directly, personally, she reminds him of his own humanity, his own life outside that angry group.
It shatters the anonymity.
Exactly. Shows how fragile that mob mentality can be when confronted with simple human connection. It's a powerful contrast to the legal system they're about to face.
Okay, so the trial itself, this is really the core of the novel's examination of justice or injustice.
Definitely. We see the testimonies. Bob Ewell, the accuser, spins the story about hearing Mayella scream, seeing Tom attack her.
And Mayella's story, also full of holes. She claims Tom beat her, but her injuries, black right eye, marks on the right side of her face.
Strongly suggest a left-handed attacker.
Right, which Bob Ewell is. Atticus demonstrates that.
And then the most damning evidence against their story comes out about Tom himself.
His arm.
His left arm, it's useless. Fully 12 inches shorter than his right, ends in a small, shriveled hand. Got caught in a cotton gin as a boy.
So he physically could not have caused those injuries.
Yeah.
Especially the ones on the right side of her face.
Absolutely impossible. It's not subtle. It's clear physical proof laid out for the jury. His innocence on that specific charge is undeniable based on the evidence presented.
And the fact that this gets ignored, it's the whole point, isn't it?
That's the tragedy. It shows how deep the prejudice runs. Facts don't matter.
During the trial, we also meet Dolphus Raymond. Intriguing character.
Wealthy white man, lives openly with a black woman, has mixed-race children. Very unconventional for Maycomb.
And he has this whole act. Pretends to be drunk all the time, sipping Coca-Cola from a paper sack.
Right. He explains it to Scout and Dill. He says it helps folks if they can latch on to a reason. They need an explanation for why he lives the way he does.
Because the truth is too uncomfortable for them.
Exactly. He says they could never understand that I live like I do because that's the way I want to live. His drunkenness gives the town an easy excuse to dismiss him, allows him some space to live his life.
It's a really sad commentary on the town's rigidity. They prefer a comfortable lie.
Yeah, it shows the lengths people have to go to just to be themselves when society won't accept them.
Then comes Atticus's closing argument. It's famous. A real plea for justice.
Masterful. He points out the lack of medical evidence, the inconsistencies, and he does something very brave. He points to Miela's loneliness and suggests she broke the code by tempting a black man.
That was taboo. Hugely taboo.
Unspeakable, as he calls it. But he brings it into the light. And then he appeals to the jury's sense of duty, their belief in the courts as the one place where...
All men are created equal?
Yeah.
The one institution making a poor man the equal of a Rockefeller?
He's calling on their highest ideals, trying to get them to see past their prejudice just for this moment in this courtroom.
But it doesn't work.
No, that's the heartbreak. The logic is sound, the appeal is powerful, but it crashes against generations of ingrained bias. The all-white jury convicts Tom Robinson.
And Jem. This just devastates him, right? Shakes his whole worldview.
Completely. His faith in justice, in the people of Maycomb, it's shattered. Leaves him in despondency and doubt, as the analysis puts it.
And the tragedy compounds.
Yeah.
We get the news about Tom.
Yeah. Shot. Trying to escape prison. Shot 17 times.
17 times. It's brutal overkill.
And Mr. Underwood, the newspaper editor, who initially seemed quite prejudiced himself,
He writes that editorial.
likening Tom's death to the senseless slaughter of songbirds, making that connection explicit. It's a powerful condemnation. Tom was a mockingbird. Innocent, harmless, destroyed by evil.
And Bob Ewell's reaction. Chillin'.
Just pure malice. One down and about 2 more to go. It tells you everything about him, and it foreshadows danger. Tom's death confirms the system failed him utterly.
It really pushes Jem over the edge, doesn't it? Into disillusionment.
Yes. He can't reconcile the town's verdict in violence with what he knows is right.
And the hypocrisy just keeps getting exposed. Scout's teacher, Miss Gates.
Right. She passionately condemns Hitler's persecution of the Jews in class, talks about democracy, says, we don't believe in persecuting anybody.
It's like stirring stuff.
But then Scout overhears her after the trial talking about the local black community, saying things like, it's time somebody taught them a lesson. They were getting way above themselves.
The disconnect is staggering.
Exactly. Condemning prejudice far away while holding on to it tightly at home. When Scout mentions this hypocrisy to Jem, he gets furious. He just can't handle it anymore.
It's that gap between what people say they believe and how they actually live.
A central theme. And then Bob Ewell starts making good on his threats. His revenge escalates.
Harassing Helen, Tom's widow. Trying to break into Judge Taylor's house.
Building the tension. Until Halloween night, Jem and Scout are walking home from the school pageant. Scout's still in that big, clumsy ham costume.
And Ewell attacks him.
Yes. Out of the darkness. It's terrifying. He breaks Jem's arm. He's clearly trying to kill them.
But someone intervenes.
Someone saves them. In the struggle, Ewell is killed, stabbed.
And it's Boo Radley, the malevolent phantom.
The recluse, he came out, he saved the children. It's an incredible, heroic moment, completely unexpected.
And Sheriff Tate arrives. He figures out pretty quickly what really happened, that Boo killed Ewell defending the kids.
Mm-hmm. But he makes a decision, a really crucial one.
He decides to cover it up.
He insists Bob Ewell fell on his own knife, tripped over a root in the dark, protects Boo.
Why? Is it just a cover-up?
It's more than that, it feels like a form of moral justice. Tate recognizes Boo is fragile, intensely private, exposing him, dragging him through hearings, the publicity. Atticus calls it akin to shooting a mockingbird.
So Tate is protecting another mockingbird.
Exactly. Boo is innocent in spirit, despite the killing being self-defense or defense of others. Subjecting him to the legal system, which already failed Tom so spectacularly, would be its own kind of cruelty. Tate chooses compassion, a different kind of justice.
It's a complex choice.
Mm-hmm.
Justice outside the law.
Very complex. And it leads to that final, incredibly moving scene, Scout walking Boo Radley home.
Actually taking his hand, leading him back to his house, standing on his porch.
And from his porch, she looks out at the neighborhood. She finally sees the world, her world, from his perspective.
And she remembers Atticus's words from way back at the beginning.
You never really understand a person.
Until you climb into his skin and walk around in it. She finally gets it. Truly gets it.
It's her coming-of-age moment, understanding Boo not as a monster, but as a person. a quiet, hidden person who, as she realizes, gave them their lives.
She says, Atticus was right. Most people are scout when you finally see them. Such a profound realization.
It encapsulates the whole journey, from childhood fear and prejudice to mature empathy. Standing there, seeing through his eyes, it brings everything together.
So what an incredible deep dive. Innocence, injustice, courage, hypocrisy, and ultimately the incredible power of empathy.
Yeah, Mockingbird really challenges those simple ideas of good and evil. Shows you the messy truth of human nature, heroism where you don't expect it, prejudice blinding people to obvious truths.
Atticus said, most people are scout when you finally see them. We started this thinking about Scout's view of Maycomb, her question. Why do they go out of their way to despise each other?
Hmm.
And at the very end, Scout has this thought about Boo Radley staying inside all that time. She realizes maybe it's not because he can't come out, because he wants to stay inside, away from the world.
Yeah, away from the judgment, the misunderstanding.
So what does that final image leave us with? Thinking about that hidden goodness like booze, or maybe the deep reasons people withdraw from a world that just doesn't seem to get them? It's something to really chew on, isn't it? Long after you finish the book.